what's happened is we've tested 117 people in our unit, on our team, and 40 are positive or were positive. But there are no quarantine isolation players currently. In other words, everybody is up for practice, and everybody is up for what would be a game if we were to play soon. Again, the idea that we have multiple protocols, in other words, the opportunity that a young man that comes up with a cardio issue, we can set him into a MRI, and that's another protocol that we've kind of worked on. So we're excited with the position that we're in, and the opportunity for us to play to win. Now, we also added 5 coaches and some guys that, in my opinion, are really going to make differences for us. Joshua Ergel, guy that I brought with me from LSU, as will be a tight ends coach and a great asset. He and Dearman have worked together at other schools, and that makes, I'm just saying, the Ergel will make Dearman very comfortable in this position and will speak the same language. Joshua Wallace, he's very good with special teams, and also very good with a running back's job. He's going to be a good recruiter, good person, great family, fixing to have a child here pretty quickly, and which is, for the old coach, that's great to see a youngster. So Jordan Peterson, smart, young coach, tough, New Mexico, really understands, played center for Texas A&M and played, center field, played free safety. And but a guy that will add a lot of information, and he'll be able to coach from the experience that he had as a player, and it'll make a difference. So we also added Shadera Uzo-Doribe, and he played outside linebacker and defensive end at Colorado, played in the NFL briefly, and is a tremendous coach, and doing a great job with his guys. So, and doing a great job with in the recruitment as well. Ben Anakioni is our lead in the weight room, and he's doing a great job. Big, strong, capable man. He was also officiating because of the COVID-19. We don't have officials given to us by the conference, rightfully so. They would have to travel a distance. They would have to get into a plane. There's a bunch of hurdles for them, and so this summer we're doing without official officials, and we are looking at the weight strength class of official, and that's where Ben Anakioni, he is the white hat, and he is putting the officiating shirt on and doing a remarkable job in that position. So I would guess that there might be some questions. So go right ahead.
Can you hear me, Dan?
Yep, go ahead, Dennis.
Good to go.
Hey, Doc, nice to see you.
Hey, Les, how are you? Long time.
Enjoying the day. You look like you're fit. Have you been working out?
I haven't been traveling, that's for sure. I got nothing else to do. A point of order. Did you say that 40 out of 150 tested positive? Is that cumulative?
117. 40 out of 117.
Is that cumulative since like early June when they came back?
That's probably the total number of testing over time. Okay. So.
Okay. And then just, from a personal and professional standpoint, how has this been on you? How has it been on your coaches? And when you talk to peers across the country, how are they dealing with it?
It's there's fatigue in the fact that you don't know the schedule, and we're creatures of habit, and we look at what is the upcoming event, and okay, we scrimmage on Tuesday, we scrimmage on Monday, we scrimmage, okay, and we're putting ourselves in a position to play a game, and prior to that, the schedule was very difficult to see and prepare for. I think our players, had fatigue, and but I think that as we get closer and closer to game day, I think there's some enjoyment that we have a game to play and a competitive kind of fever, if you will, that this is our opportunity. And some really good quality conferences in this country are not playing football. And we're pretty fortunate to be playing. So.
Coach, can you detail just a little bit about, number one, how recruiting's going overall? But then you just mentioned that, a couple of conferences, Big Ten, Pac-12, they're not playing, some of the other leagues that aren't playing. What are you, I know it's early on in this process, but what are you finding is the effect of that? Is it putting a lot of kids that maybe weren't available now available? Is it got more kids maybe unstable, less likely to move forward? Just what's the early returns on the uniqueness of the season as far as recruiting goes?
Yeah, we put into practice what we learned at the Dallas Cowboys years ago, and it's a very difficult. You have to evaluate the team that you're going to recruit. So we've done a great job evaluating. I think our guys have done a magnificent job in creating relationships and enjoying the company of those people. And I got to be honest with you, we run into the Big Ten very irregularly, and certainly the Pac-12 occasionally. But again, we have kind of set our sights on these guys, and we think that those guys are really good, and we want them to be with us, and we're not worried about the other conferences. We're just taking care of our own business.
Hey, Coach, it's Todd Lebo at Sports Radio 810. How touch and go has this been as far as whether or not there's going to be a season, and what's your confidence level that things are in place that you guys will actually start this season?
Well, about last, the kind of the position that we were in when the Big Ten decided not to and the Pac-12 decided not to, put us in there's quite a concern by our players that we would have the opportunity to play. But really, the reason that we are confident about playing, or more confident, is because the Kansas Health, and that would be healthcare professionals right here in Kansas, have done a remarkable job coming into our building and saying, okay, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And we have worn masks, and we've seen the advances. And so I think we're fortunate on a recruiting scale for people to see that we, took COVID-19 seriously, and it makes a difference.
All right, we'll go Scott Chasen Mitchell Summers. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Les, hi. A few questions for you. First, I was wondering if you had an update on the status of Corione Harris. It's been a while since we've heard from you on that.
Yeah, he's working to untangle himself in this legal web. So I think at some point in time he'll be with more knowledge, and what we're looking for from him is his finishing of his responsibilities and for him to be untangled. And if that's the case, then we might add him to our roster and bring him, with us. And if that's not the case, we move on.
Mm-hmm. And then a couple quick questions on players right now. Where are they currently staying? Are they at the Oriad right now?
No, it's an interesting thing. There was a number of guys who felt like that the Oriad was certainly a wonderful place and enjoyed the what was offered at the Oriad in terms of food, and meeting spaces, etc. But there was just a little want to be closer and so to their house. So we cut them loose 5-6 days ago or thereabouts, and put them in their home. And I think they've slept better, and this is their home, and that bed is their bed. And so I think we've put them in a position to enjoy being away from the building because they can be at home.
Yeah, and then just last thing on that note, I guess what team policies are you able to have in place, and what specific policies do you have in place? Maybe regarding, I guess, places they're allowed to go, what you're recommending they avoid, or are there specific policies that you've put in there?
Well, what we've done in the testing, by amping the testing up, that tells us how and what they're doing, okay? And we need them to stay clear of what are parties, what are the new young people that are coming onto our campus to go to school. We need to make sure that this is, that interaction is a non-existent. And if we can do that, we will save ourselves a number of positive tests.
All right, we'll go Mitchell Summers, John Kirby, and then Sam Mellinger.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and the team been doing well. I was wondering if you've named a starting quarterback for week one, and what, if not, what have you seen out of the guys that are fighting for the position?
I generally don't name a starting quarterback until which time I get to the season, and but to me, I think you'll look at Miles Kendrick, Thomas McVitie, Miles Fallon, and a number of guys that are there that really, frankly, are going to work and were improved at quarterback, and they continue to improve. So,
What do you need to see out of the guy that takes the starting role?
well, the good news is he's being mentored by a guy that's, in my opinion, is doing a great job in Dearman with these guys. And so if they stay the course and continue on, I think you'll find that we'll have good quarterback play, and that's as you know, half the battle.
Hi, Les. You guys lost some guys on the offensive line. You know, the tackles, some snaps are gone. Can you give just a quick rundown what you see from left tackle down to right tackle, just the guys that are competing there and what you've seen from them so far?
How about if you think you're improved so much that you may be better than the team that just the offensive line that just left. And let me just give you kind of a quick synopsis. Earl Bostic is a 6'6", 310, 320 pounds, and really improved, knows it's his year, looking forward to playing. I think he's ready to go. And the Malik Clark, a guy that can step in and give you a very, very, I mean, he's 6'5", 310. And again, I think they have to continue through this summer. They have to continue to improve. In my opinion, they're doing really a good job. And if you look at them and you think, I mean, we may be a better offensive line than we were a year ago. That is quite a compliment to this group. Oppie Main at center. Garrett Jones backs up. Is a guy from Michigan. I think it's Oppie's doing a great job teaching his understudy. Chris Hughes, big, strong. Again, this offensive line, you will see a pro-size, big, capable offensive line group. So Antoine Frazier also will compete in there, but Nick Williams is much more much more capable than he was a year ago, and we're looking forward to seeing him play. So, but again, some of our quarterbacks have different skills, and if you look at that 6'5" quarterback in McVitie and in Miles Fallon, and then you look at Jalen Robinson, quarterback with athleticism and ability to throw the football. I mean, there's some challenges to play defense against a team that can present so many different weapons.
All right, Sam, Benton, and Kevin.
Hey, Les, I was wondering if you can, sort of compare what you see and feel on and off the field right now to what it was when you got here. As specific as you can be, what gives you confidence? What makes you feel like this is, sort of moving in the right direction?
I had a difficult time hearing you, but I'm going to try and then redirect me if you get me out there a little bit. And I don't. The changes that were made here a year ago were by design. As soon as that COVID-19, and I can remember the day, China, it's coming from China. Hey, it ain't going to get here. It is not going to get here. This is the United States. It's a long way from China. And, but that China has really changed our society, from fast food to, all the different changes that you've been required to make, and you do so to enjoy your lifestyle and the things that you're doing. I want you to know something. COVID-19 made a lot of adjustments in this style of life that we're living, and I'm glad that we have a chance to play a football season at this point in time, because I think it makes it more normal. And I think everybody wants to see football take the field, and again, we're happy to be a part. My changes, our changes, we've got some great coaches. We've got guys that I think Dearman's going to do a better job, and he did a great job a year ago. I think he'll do a better job this year at offensive coordinator. I think DJ Elliott will have another year worth of improvement. Our special teams guy and Jonathan Wallace. We're going to make some changes, and there's going to be a different culture here, but that stinking virus has had some effect.
Let's see. We've got Benton Smith, Kevin Romery, and then Matt Tate. And we got players here getting ready, so we'll probably take those few, and then we'll probably have to wrap up pretty soon after that. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah. Hey, Les. It looks like you guys maybe had a kind of a scrimmage day yesterday. I was wondering what kind of insight you could provide about that. Anything that you saw that looked promising? Anything you saw that maybe concerned you?
I think we're offensively. I think we moved the football well. Puka ran the football well. The quarterbacks did the things that we asked them to do. I think offense had won in the short term against their defense. I think the defensive front is much more improved. So I don't know if I got your answer there.
Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I feel like that KU's kind of in a unique situation where the leader of the university also happens to be a doctor. What insight maybe have you gotten from him that maybe other universities and coaches don't have access to because you've got a guy that's did that really for the main part of his career?
Yeah, I think that all the ideas of protocol. I didn't know what protocol meant until they started, talking about improving the opportunity to do more testing. And so, if this sign shows up, then we're going to test at this level, and it's. I think that's a doctor. I think that he understands the actual what is science and how to attack this COVID-19, and I think it's with the encouragement of the Kansas Medical Center. I mean, I think we are making our players as safe as they can be. They're safer on the field than they would be in another position.
Matt Tate.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Hey, you mentioned Dearman, and I know you haven't had a ton of time to work with your players and get out there and do that kind of stuff, but I'd imagine you've spent a lot of time with your staff. How much have you guys talked through this being his first full year as OC and what that will look like, what it will look like on game day, how things will operate? I mean, what have you put into that part of the equation?
We understand who's in the press box, who's not. He will be on the sideline. That's kind of where he was a year ago. I think you will find that we will look a lot like we looked a year ago, with some simple changes, and but I think you'll see a good right down the middle, kind of a 50-50 throw the ball and run the football, and I think that's the way to attack modern defenses, because simply put, they're going to have to defend, us in the air and on the ground, and in every situation. So.
Is the offense then primarily, his install, or has he taken stuff from a bunch of different guys, including yourself, or where's that at?
No, here's the I've done this. I've said, hey, I got a great coordinator. Let's let him coordinate. And so that's he's got a full-fledged offense there, and in my opinion, we'll let him have at it.